Hello, this is Zach Hale, aka Chaos Incarnate, with another Photoshop tutorial. A lot of people ask me how does that I do the weapon trace effect when my characters teleport in or materialize in a weapon sometimes, and so I'm going to show how to do that. First thing you need to do is it starts with when you're taking the photographs, you need to make a reference shot, one shot without the weapon, one shot with the weapon. This is because you need the weapon so that you can trace it. Unless you're just really good at creative drawing and you can just draw it by thinking about it. I don't know. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste it into this new, paste it into my picture here. In the end, I'm actually not going to see this layer at all. You'll see this is kind of a crappy picture with the cameras at a weird angle and there's my finger and things are out of focus and crap like that. Actually, this is at a funkier angle anyhow. Who cares? So, but I like the position and the configuration of the axe in this shot, and I'll just have to make it work with what I have. I'm gonna put that down to about 50% opacity so I can take a look at it. Actually, it looks like I got it pretty well in her hand. Maybe move it up a little bit. The next thing I need to do is I need to go to the paths, make a new path. I tell people that this is a really easy effect, actually. It just is time intensive, and believe me, it is time intensive. There are times when it takes me, an hour, hour and a half to do this effect. So that's why I picked a really, really, really simple weapon this time around, because I don't feel like drawing, a mile and a half of vector paths. Also, I think a lot of people get frustrated at this tool because it can definitely be a challenging tool to use sometimes. Um, I know when I first started using it, it was just an absolute pain in the patootie for me. Definitely did not like it. Definitely thought that there's about 50 million better ways to do what it was that I wanted to do. Um, but then I learned how to use it, and now I use it for like everything. And so I'm going to come into here, put together this little top of the axe here. Put in some, make it look like it's actually like, has some body to it. Yeah, that's totally wrong. One of the things I really, 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 really love about this pen tool is that you can go in and you can change stuff. Here I take my direct select tool and gosh, I don't like that angle of that, so I'm gonna change it. And gosh, this doesn't really sync up as fluidly as I like it to, so I'm gonna change it. And there's not really anything else that you can really do that this well with. And so it's like the ultimate, hey, let's get a mulligan on that tool. It's really, really, really a lifesaver. Here it is. I'm adding in new handles because I want to delete this part that goes behind the point of that axe. And so there it goes. It's gone. Just a versatile tool. If you're not using the pen tool, I really recommend that you learn how to use it because it does a lot of things. It does a lot of things that no other tools in the Photoshop artillery do. I'm going to put that back in there. Maybe move that a little bit. Alright, and there this is all drawn. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this part, and I'm going to click this button. Let me get my brush out, make sure it's woo. See, if I had stroked that, that would have been disaster. I really only want that to be about 10 pixels. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to click this button right here, and I'm going to stroke that right there. Whoops. I wasn't in the right way. Let's make a new layer. Let's put the opacity of my brush at 100%. Now let's stroke it. Go back here. Again with the problems. The problem here is that I totally had that being stroked, and I used the simulate pressure. And the simulate pressure has got uses, and I'll show you, because I actually wanted to simulate pressure on this one. What that does is it picks a point. Usually it's the end of the path and the beginning of the path are the ends of it. You know, either end, the beginning and the end. And it tapers to nothing at those points, and then it fattens up in the middle. And so what that does is it makes this snazzy little effect. And this is actually helping me out today. Usually I have to fight against that because it puts it in the wrong place. But today it's being really useful. Actually, this is useful in another way, because I'm going to select this and I'm going to select this. And when I click this, that's going to make a selection. And it's totally going to be exactly the selection I want. Because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my brush. Remember how it was big? I'm going to make it big. Not that big. And remember how it was really faint? I'm going to make it faint. And I'm just going to kind of fill in back here. Maybe fill in that a little bit more. Deselect. So now I'm going to go and double click on this layer and put an outer glow on it. I put outer glow on just about everything. And I use blue for just about everything. So if you're reading through my comic and you happen to see a blue outer glow somewhere, don't have a heart attack, because that's pretty much all I use. So what I've done here is this stroke kind of tapers off on the end here. It kind of looks like this is resing in. I am going to take my brush tool, and on the ends I'm going to put a little, I'm going to take my eraser. I'm going to erase part of that, and I'm going to erase part of that, and then my brush tool is going to go right, whoops, right on the end of that. So it looks like there's these little points of light that are stroking that out. Awesome. And then I gradiented. You can use a gradient. I used a brush, but I put in this effect here. I do still need to erase the part that's behind her hand, because she is definitely holding this. Whoopsie, whoopsie. Zoom in for high control. And that's pretty much all that there is to it. This simulate pressure effect doesn't always work for me. In fact, it almost never agrees with me. And actually, the select path function almost never works for me either. So I've been really lucky today. I picked the right thing. Usually, I have to make the selection with the polygonal lasso, and I have to do the lines fade out by taking a big fuzzy eraser and erasing the end of that. But today I was lucky. But that's how you do that. It's, as I've said before, it's really simple, especially on the simple weapon. On a more complex weapon, it can take, you know, an hour and a half per panel easily. But it's simple. It just takes a lot of time. But this is Zach Hale signing off. See you again later. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me.